why do cheaters cheat? That's my new favorite topic.
Yeah, right. Why do cheaters cheat? Is it not? It's like a.
I want that win, man.
It's such a substantial discussion,
I
in
don't
my
need the
opinion.
pride. I don't need the. I just want the win.
It's just I don't. It's just it's weird to me that I want to talk to. Part of me wants to talk to an actual cheater, and I want to like hear from like I want them to say out loud. Like I don't want to hear it through text. Oftentimes I'll see it in forum or like in the Twitter comments or like in a Reddit thread, right? It's not like something that they're open about, but if you like go to I guess the right place, the right forum, the right sub, I don't know. Yeah, you see some kind of justification, right? But I want to hear someone tell me straight up, like just hearing it out being said out loud, because I low key want them to see how to listen to themselves and how silly. Are we recording already? Am I just
Yeah, I
talking?
already hit
Okay.
record.
Okay, cool. I'm just like because I'm just going off the wall here. Like
Yeah.
I just want to hear them like try to justify out loud and for them to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like I just right. If someone could convince me, give me a good reason as to why you would do it in general, then man, I'm open ears. I guess I'll try not to be or demeaning, condescending, but it'd be hard not to.
Nah, if
They
they're
need that
cheaters,
validation.
it'd be good.
They need the validation from the win. They don't want. It's. They just need the I got the W.
Welcome to the MWG podcast. This is episode 48 out of 50. Or, out of unlimited. We never know when we're going to stop. Today, we're having a discussion on a hot topic and a very controversial one, too. And that would be cheating, rage quitters, and other notorious, repeatable offenses in gaming and what we feel about those cheaters. And, we just try to figure out what's going on in their mind, too. So we're not doing any, subtopics or anything. We're just gonna hop straight into it.
Oh yes,
Let's
cheating.
So,
Hey, real quick before we jump into the topic, what's the next tournament?
next tournament,
Yeah.
April 11th, Monday, April 11th, and it's coming out right before Genesis. So get some last minute practice in.
Nice. And when you go to Genesis or MWG, don't cheat.
Yes, don't cheat.
Or don't
Exactly.
get caught.
Wait, no, wait.
There you go.
Hey.
Actually, that's a pretty valid point.
You guys have any experience? Do you guys have any experiences with like cheaters and anything like
Only online games, never in person.
online? Online games such
It's hard
as
to run into it like in person,
Oh,
where it's like really visible.
yeah. Maple Story, I was a hacker for a bit, but
oh, this is juicy.
Sorry, we need that
Please,
story.
please give me that story.
so Maple Story 2004, 2005, there was a really bad hacker problem. Like everybody was hacking. It was actually they had this thing called the vac hack. So they would move all of the map's spawns into a corner, and you can just sit there and spam an AoE skill and farm up really quick. And so you'd see people botting and map hacking and vac hacking. And it was so bad, people used to go around and form parties and try to find the botters and steal all their vac hack. So my neighbor down the street was like, why are you doing all that? I can just give you the hacks. So I was like, all right, I might as well. And now I didn't want to do it because I wanted the levels. One of the hacks gave you Shadow Partner, which was like a clone that would, duplicate all your skills. And that's all I really wanted. I wanted to look cool. And so the weekend I get it all working and I try my vac hack. I couldn't get it set up right. I only really had the Shadow Partner correct. And by the time I was done, it was just too much work to hack it because I was I wouldn't say computer illiterate, but I was not good at this kind of stuff. So the one weekend I do it, the next weekend they give the mass bans to everybody.
The ban waves.
Yeah, the ban hammer got dropped. Like half of the accounts on the server got eliminated. It was that bad.
Oh, classic.
So I kind of dodged the bullet because I was bad at hacking.
Damn, that is OG cheating, Jody. Well, I mean, okay, hold on. So, yeah, damn, that's a whole nother discussion in itself because now we can get into the cheating in PVE versus cheating in PvP. You know what I mean? So in Maple Story, when you would do that, is this like how harmful was this to other players?
If you did the vac hack on a popular map, you're taking the spawn away from everybody.
Okay, that's kind of why. Okay.
And then there was another hack where they put the character out of bounds off screen, so you couldn't click their name and report it, and all the mobs would just be flying up into the air.
Okay.
That one
I'm
was
so
annoying.
I'm super anti cheating, but that's kind of OD. I'm not gonna lie. Like you're not even you can't even get reported. That's actually really funny.
Yeah, that's why I had to stop it, because the hackers were getting really clever, and you know, it was everywhere. Like I remember, it was more profitable to just try to find a vac hacker that was AFK than grind out experience at a real level or at a real map. And that was back
I don't
when
know.
it took a month to get to level 30 in Maple Story, not like 1 hour.
See, that's a realm I'm just not familiar with. I'm sad that I didn't get to grow up playing like RuneScape and like Maple Story because I just didn't even get a chance to delve into that world, right? I mean, I still think it's kind of whack, but I dare I say it, it might be. I mean, I still think you shouldn't do it, but like, I just feel like it's dramatically different than cheating in a PvP game. You know what I mean? But it's still you're still taking away the fun from other people, you know. So that's why it still sucks. It's just damn. I wish I had a better way to say this, but I'm gonna reluctantly say it. But cheating in like a Maple Story S game, it might hit different. That's it. It might be just be different, you know. So I don't really. But I got a friend that's I know somebody botting in RuneScape currently. Obviously not gonna
Currently?
snitch, but yeah, currently. Currently.
Oh wow.
Imagine still. I think it's funny. But I don't. I mean, I have no idea how harmful that is to other people, but I'm sure it is in some way. It's just I think it's funny. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever like tried to cheat or hack in like a PvP, PvE kind of game. I'm really trying hard to think.
I've been called
Right.
a hacker, but that's all
Oh,
I
me
got.
too.
Oh, that's the best.
No, that's the best. Yeah.
That's the best
Moss,
compliment you can get in
That's the
a
ultimate
video game.
compliment.
Moss, you have any experiences at all with cheating in video games in general?
Not really. Like I know when I was trying to like actually play competitive Pokemon,
Uh huh.
like cloning or like hack wanting is considered cheating.
Uh huh.
I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna sit here and freaking grind out all these freaking ones.
Mm.
You know how long that crap takes?
Oh yeah.
Super long. Like even now that they've made it a lot easier, like in the newer games, it still takes a lot of time.
Uh
I'm
huh.
like, dude, I'm just gonna hack these Pokemon if they're
Right.
gonna. I can just transfer them into the game and hack them. Fine.
Right.
Like I don't feel like that's necessarily cheating. And I mean, I get it because you kind of like give them like perfect stats and all that stuff. As far as like keeping it within the realm of what their base stats and stuff are like capable of being. But
Mm.
it's like okay, so it's kind of cheating in that sense. But if you're gonna put the time and effort to do it anyway,
Uh huh.
you're still getting like max stats, everything that you can
Mm.
get.
Uh huh.
Like, might as well just freaking, just might as well hack them on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like the skill in losing or winning the battle is going to come down to, you or like RG.
Right.
true.
Like as long as you're not like making stupid hacks, like there's people that make like max stat, like all their stats are max, Pokemon that can exist, like with ridiculous moves and stuff. Like if you're doing that, then okay, yeah, that's definitely definitely like cheating, you know.
Cheating in video games is so unique, right? So like, I mean, you really just want to, get to the bulk of the game, which is the competitive Pokemon, and like, so that to me, oh yeah, there's some people, but that to me is like not really that bad because it's like you're really just trying to get to the. I mean, you just want
You're
them
just
on,
trying
right?
to not use up all the time, right?
Yeah, it's just realistically, people just don't have the
I don't
time
have
to.
the timing.
Not everybody has the 6 period English class. They could just sit there and, mash A and then have a piece of paper and then mark down every time you kill like 4 of whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
like senior summer. Oh, that was easy. After that,
man, I did do that, and my Pokemon still sucked.
dude, like I had gotten so tired of like trying to breed the right IVs with the right freaking nature and the right ability that I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna just use these Pokemon and play online.
Uh-huh.
Like luckily, like hack mining wasn't like as big in like Diamond and Pearl and stuff, which is where like most of my time competitive was at. But still, like, dude, just too long.
Hey guys, random question: if you're playing competitive Pokemon, like, yeah, you're playing competitive Pokemon. Are those Pokemon that they use, like, especially in like the IRL tournaments? Are those real? Like actual?
Yeah.
That's got like that's a lot of work, and nothing else is acceptable, correct? You can't just
So,
what?
from my understanding, there's like kind of ways you can work around it, but the judges have a really good idea of like how legit the Pokemon are. Part of it is just like what is it? So they have like little, I guess they're called ribbons, I think still. And it'll be like, okay, this Pokemon, or we'll have like a mark of like which region the Pokemon's caught at. So now they're making sure like, okay, Pokemon can only be caught in the newest games. Like they have to be from the newest games in order for them to be legal in competitive battles.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, I mean, perfectly acceptable rule. But at the same time, I'm also not against it because like if your Pokemon fits the standard of like, I don't know, like playing online or something, and you really just want, like, you don't have the time and you just need to max out HP or special attack or whatever it is. I mean, and you're just trying to get to the mind games, the you already know the mano a mano type, all that stuff. That's fine with me, right? It just takes so much time. It's so time consuming to do this. So, I think that's something cool. But I mean, as for the IRL or just competition in general, I think that's fair too. Like you just like, hey, it's got to be from like it's got to be legit. Sounds good to me. Hey, screen looking cheating?
That's the kind of cheating that's acceptable because you can hit the person if they're screen looking. I mean, you run the risk.
Have you guys seen that picture? You guys seen that picture?
Do you even know what that is still?
I don't even think so. No, I just okay. So if you don't know, I can't believe I have to explain this, but I can't. I have to be courteous to anyone watching. Right? It's not a bad thing if you don't know what it is, but it's just everyone plays online now. But if you don't know what's if you don't know what screen looking is, if you're playing local split screen, for typically like a first person shooter game. What's up, boss?
What the hell is local split screen?
Right? Like everyone got their own monitor, everyone got their own. So if you were playing on one monitor, one CRT, one TV, whatever it was, right, and you're playing like an FPS kind of game, right, you were sharing one screen and the screen would split in half or something like that, or maybe into fours, like Mario Kart or whatever, like Halo. And what you could do was look at your opponent's screen and you can see like where they're positioned, where their position is, what they had, what items they had, etc. Right? And I think it's kind of cheap. I feel a little silly for doing this, but I feel like I had too much integrity to do this, but it's really not the worst thing. It's
Okay,
not,
Carl, we're on the same page. They see the same thing.
right? I feel like I had too much integrity to do it. Like when I would go somewhere to play COD, right? I was such a goody boy. Like I just wouldn't do it, and that was silly because they would do it to me. I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cheap.
Yo, my justification though was like, I'm not gonna give you a reason to be like, oh, that's why you beat me. No. I'm gonna beat you on my own skill and merit.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys if
you can't get no freaking no Johns. That's why you
no
lost.
no Johns. You're right. No, I was gonna ask you guys if you had seen that picture of you seen that picture of the two kids or whatever, and they're like in the living room, and there's like they're playing like Halo or FPS or something, and there's like a cardboard box separating them separating the screen into two. I think the cardboard box is like on top of his head or something. It like splits the screen in half. The other guy's on a chair, the other guy's on the ground. I gotta find that picture. It's so great.
I saw another one where it was two kids on the bed and they had a blanket taped in the middle of the screen. So there was one kid under the blanket and you could see the bottom screen and the other kid on top.
That's OD. You see what we gotta do here? What the struggle was like.
I was like you guys, I tried not to screen look. Like occasionally I do it on accident. Just looking around.
It's kind of hard. Like the screen's freaking, your freaking box is like smaller than a freaking laptop monitor. It's like your phone basically.
Yeah.
On those old screens.
Right.
So I mean, sometimes my eyes would wander.
He takes up a lot of space.
Yeah. And then I wouldn't kill him. I wouldn't like, oh, I know where he is. Just go look for somebody else.
See, the integrity runs true between all of us, it seems like, right? I wouldn't have frowned upon you guys for doing that. It's just such an innocent way of going about it because it's so hard to avoid, and we don't do split screen anymore. There's just no reason to. But as kids, obviously that's what we did, and it really wouldn't be the worst thing to do it. It's still cheap, but yeah, definitely not. But it's just funny, that the integrity is obviously shared amongst all three of us, and I just imagine everyone, as kids just. They're trying their hardest to keep their eyes glued to their designated part of the screen.
Or they weren't. Did you guys ever have the friend that was the known screen looker?
Oh yeah. And then they still get bodied. It's like yes.
No integrity whatsoever. No self-respect.
That's how you knew they were the screen looker, because they'd find you out of nowhere, but then they were so bad you'd end up killing them.
Bro, you were not even like next to me. What the heck? Just popped up hella quick.
Yeah, just instantly find your hiding spot.
So I'm trying to think of times where I've encountered cheaters. In my time PC gaming, I certainly have. I play a lot of FPSs, so I've seen my fair share of cheaters. I've seen it in Apex. I have no idea if I run into it in Valorant or not. I feel like I just always get crapped on in that game regardless, so so Apex for sure. Call of Duty, yes, absolutely. Recently in Fortnite, yes, definitely. So yeah, just recently in Fortnite, and it'll be blatant too a lot of the times where like, and you have all these different cheats now, right? So you have like you have aimbots, and you have the wall hacking, and you can turn the cheats on and off, right? People always trying to get around like the anti-cheats. It's impressive actually, if anything. I mean, I'm hardcore against cheating, but it's impressive like the lengths that people will go through to
people put in a lot of work to cheat.
Yeah, it's weird to me. I mean, you so instead of using the time to get better at the game, they would rather use the time scouring the forums looking for a new cheat. It's also cheaper to get better at the game too. Like, it doesn't cost like $300. Like, you could also argue too that you either spend $300 or you use time instead as your currency.
Well, I mean, if you were just following somebody else's script and they made the cheat and it's easy. That's 0 time, 0 effort.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. They used to cheat a lot in Dota.
Oh, you used to cheat in Dota.
In Dota? Come on.
Warcraft 3.
Oh, scripting?
Yeah, scripting was common.
Oh.
Map hack where they could see where you were the whole time. There was no fog of war. That was the annoying one.
Damn, that's
real
cheap.
quick. So, as somebody who like didn't grow up PC gaming and all that, what is scripting?
Oh, so scripting is when you have a program run a script to do your action for you. So, for example, let's say you had to aim a skill shot. The script will aim the skill shot for you, and it's way more accurate than a person will ever be. But it was also more predictable. So if you knew somebody was scripting, there were ways to, juke it. But
Play around it. Gotcha.
Yeah. I've seen scripting in League of Legends. That one blew my mind because it pretty much showed you predictions on where the person was going to move. That's not fair.
All right, so scripting in Pokemon Unite. Let's go.
Oh. Wait. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to this, and in my experience, it really, especially in FPS, it I don't play MOBAs, but especially in FPS, it ruins the experience completely. Especially when you're playing a BR. Oh my gosh, like you're playing Battle Royale, like you only get one life, and you just get drilled by somebody who just can't miss. It's just all headshots. It's just like, dude, why am I even? You know what I mean? Like it's lame. We're playing a tactical shooter. It's lame too. You get one life. It's like not very fun. And to me, right? I mean, I did say earlier that just each game just is so unique that it's probably not fair to do to for some disciplinary practices, but to me, for the most part, if it's just something that's completely ruining the other player's experience, I really don't think I really think it should be perma ban instantly. Like I don't think that seriously. Like, I mean, I guess you can argue for certain games, right? But in a lot of the games I play, it's just like, in a competitive setting, it should be perma ban. Like it just to me, it shouldn't even be a question. And a lot of these games tend to be free to play now, so you could just make a bunch of accounts. Right? Oh, Overwatch is another game too. That's a horrible game to cheat in. It's not fun to play against. Right? So I really think that there should be a hardware ban too. Like detect your hardware. It's like, dude, you can't just make another account. Right? I've seen people argue for mobile verification to discourage, to make it harder, I guess. All right, cheaters are always gonna do it, right? It's just you can't really avoid this, but we should at least
make it more difficult for them to actually be able to do the cheating.
Yeah, just make it harder. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be a problem. I understand, but it's just so that's just my 2 cents. I guess it depends too on the game. I'm not saying every. What's up, Moss?
I can imagine how frustrating it would be to like play a game online, or you're getting like, and the dude's using aimbot. It's just like every time you spawn, you're just getting done. Like what?
Yeah, you don't get to play. You know what I mean?
It's super annoying.
Exactly right. So if you, it really depends. Oh, is it Call of Duty or not?
I remember those days.
Yeah.
You get spawn camped or whatever.
Yeah,
that was never fun.
It really isn't. I guess it depends too on what the game is, right? So if you're cheating like MapleStory or RuneScape, I mean, you said accounts were banned, right, Nash?
Yeah, they did a huge purge, and they hit about 50% of the population. But I'm sure a bunch of it was just people making side accounts. But after that, they cleaned up their code. It was a lot harder to cheat, and it just wasn't worth it after that.
Yeah, this to me is a pretty complex topic because most of the games I play are pretty competitive. So cheating in other games, I'm just not sure. I don't think the solution is to permaban everybody. I really don't. That's not very fair. But just everything I play is competitive, so I feel like I'm justified in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know how you guys feel, but that's just me.
You guys ever played Gunbound?
No, I never played it.
Ooh, what's it called, Mus?
Gunbound?
No, I have not. What is that?
Oh, dude. It's like it's really old called like a vehicle shooter game. So it was like on an online game. It was like a 2D plane, and you have like different vehicles, and like you have different weather obstacles, and like each vehicle would have like their own kind of shot, and you use like angles and like power bar, basically to determine how you're gonna like aim and shoot, and like sometimes you can like sometimes there's super wild shots. Some of the bots were like harder to use, and you could definitely cheat in that game. Aimbot was definitely thinking that game. That crap, dude. How the hell did you make that shot? Like some of the shots that people would make would be ridiculous.
Right.
And like with certain of the vehicles or whatever, like they would do super damage, like way more damage if you would get like a certain shot right. So yeah, it was just like, dude, you're definitely cheating. That shit didn't even make sense.
Cheating is always gonna be there, so what about the minor stuff, right? So the stuff you don't get permaban for. As you guys can see, I don't know if you guys have any more examples, but I'm talking about, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like if you ever played like a MOBA or anything like that, and someone's just AFK, or someone is just or rage quitting. You ever play fighting games? Rage quitting is a thing, right? And there are fighting games where there's no penalty for you might as well not even get penalized for rage quitting, right? So
when you say rage quitting, do you mean like DCing before the match gets recorded?
See that, there you go. So that's another problem too, right? So it's sometimes your internet can just suck, or maybe it was just like an interference or whatever. But I guess it's kind of hard to police. But I feel like it's obvious when someone rage quits. So
I mean, if it's a really bad connection, I'll just leave. It's not worth the struggle. But I'll at least try to play out the round and then leave, or stand still and let them win. But
I think that makes sense. Shoot, that's what's crazy is Smash has that thing too, right? If you just kick for inactivity, or you can, and then they even warned you, I think, if you just don't do anything. But yeah, I never really thought about that. If you're in a nauseous position, you just want to play the crappy connection. It's like, what do you do? It sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for like Smash. I'm just jumping off the edge. I'm gonna SD 4 times or whatever, 2-3 times, whatever it is, and just leave, because
fair.
That kind of super frustrating.
Well,
like that game is impossible to play almost.
Yeah.
Oh, impossible to play with lag.
Well, there's a trick to that too, because if you do it too much, they drop you in the lagger queue. And
oh really?
There's a lagger queue in Smash?
Oh yeah, I've noticed it. They don't explicitly say it, but if I DC a bunch of times, my next 3 or 4 matches are even worse. So the way around it is you like SD the first 2, and then you pretend to fight, and then you whiff your recovery, and then they won't drop you in there because they're like, oh, this guy just lost. He wasn't throwing.
That is next level. Right. Okay.
A queue or a lagger queue in Smash.
Oh man, well, that's because I've been in lagger queues, toxic queues, every kind of punishment queue imaginable. I've been there.
I'm glad you're bringing this up, because this is a topic that's fascinating to me. So first of all, are games public about there being a toxic queue or like a levers queue or whatever? Because in my experience, Blizzard doesn't explicitly say there is one, but me and my cousin, who played a significant amount of this game, on the low, we're sure on the low there was one. Oh, like yeah. Even though they never publicly said it,
Blizzard does.
But
who are they fooling?
Yeah.
Dota's the only one where they explicitly say there's a lever queue because, well, I guess it's in the history of the game. When it was the Warcraft 3 mod, there was no penalty for leaving. So a lot of the times people, and actually whoever was the host of the game could kick people. So if you sucked at Dota, they just kick you. And their solution was the team with the lever gets extra gold.
Okay.
So it used to just be like if you were mad, you'd rage quit, and it would ruin the game because the team that all of a sudden was losing is getting a bunch of extra gold, and can unbalance things really quickly. But to combat that in Dota 2, when they made the Steam client, if you get too many DCs, they used to drop you in the lever queue, and you have to play X amount of games, and then you're out. Well, they really fixed it. Now you have to win 3 games, which is even harder than playing like 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was just in there, I think last weekend, because I rage quit one, and then the other one I actually had a DC, so it triggered. You get 3. Or 3 or less. If it's really frequent, they put you in there, and it's no fun.
Right. I'm a huge fan of the toxic queue, by the way. I think it's great. I think punishing players by forcing them to deal with themselves
each other.
I think it's amazing, actually. It's like the best.
No, it's the worst. It's terrible. Let me out.
I'm all for it, right? I think you just have to pay the consequences, and that's a consequence I just think is completely hilarious. I think I don't know which game that does it, where and I don't remember which fighting game that does it. Maybe there are multiple, but if you rage quit, you get a badge of honor, I think. I love that. I love that. That would deter me if I saw that, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm out of there." Hey, I don't want to play you. When they say, "Hey, you found a match," and then they have the badge of honor, I'm like, "Oh, yikes! I don't know." Right? And then no one wants to play you. I think that's hilarious. It's a hilarious countermeasure. If you ask me.
Well, I think they do need it in card games, because that's the worst one, where you have the ropers and the AFKers. And yeah, those people need to play against each other. So, I'm not a roper, so sure, put them in that toxic queue.
Right.
League was bad too. You could tell somebody was chat banned because they tell you all right, guys, I'm chat banned. I only have 4 messages.
That is comedy. That is so funny. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I was in the toxic queue in Overwatch. I'm gonna say that I actually was kind of toxic in that game. I normally wouldn't say anything until someone baited me into doing it, or someone was goading me into doing it. In that case, I was gladly taking the bait and just matching their toxicity. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in the toxic queue along with my friends. I think my friends were much worse, actually, because at one point I just muted all chat altogether because it just wasn't productive for me, and there was a reason, right? Because I was being toxic, so I was like, all right, I should fix this, right? But I think my friends were way worse, and because I was queuing with them, I would just be in the toxic queue no matter what. So that's what it felt like. I'm just gonna say, I deserved it. So yeah, it is what it is. I think that's the only game where I think I was worried about that. Every other game, I'm pretty tame. I don't think I've ever really pushed the envelope. What about AFKing? AFKing sucks, right?
Yeah.
AFKing is awful, man. That should not be permaban. It shouldn't. But you should get disciplined somehow, because I hate AFKing, man.
AFKing is frustrating.
So
yeah, there was the last time I logged in Unite.
Yeah.
I AFK'd, so I fell asleep.
Classic.
And then I checked, I went back on oh, you were you're idle for too long or something, and I got I think it was the fair play points or whatever got docked. I was like, hey, that's
it'd be like that.
Oh, that's all it costs? It's time to AFK again.
Wait, how much did it cost?
I think it's maybe 10 or 20 points. It wasn't that big a deal. It was just oh man,
slap on the wrist.
Tired, man.
You guys know what I think
I'm not a
was
fair player anymore.
Oh no! Like it's the end of the world. So you know what's funny in Unite? That's a funny game because that was my real experience because I never really grinded on mobile before. That was the closest I ever got. And Unite is as simple as it gets. It's like as bare bones as you can possibly get when it comes to MOBA, and that's what appeals to me about the game. But that was my MOBA experience, and I think it's funny where when the game was such a raffle stomp, like it was just we just didn't get to play it, and it was just TSM we're playing against, and I was like, there are times where like at the very end, it was just like, what's the point? I'll just stay and spawn, or like it's just not even, you know what I mean? I think it was funny to lose fair play points for that. That was funny to me. Like, I guess it makes sense, but it the letter of the law dictates, yeah, I should lose the fair play points. But I feel like in the spirit of it, like it's just such a raffle stomp that, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna dog me for this? This game was awful. Like, what is this matchmaking?
We're getting bodied. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, you also got to consider their matchmaking too, because sometimes I feel like the matchmaking is cheating against you. I mean, this is that, way out there conspiracy theory, but
I love it.
I've been playing League for, I don't know, 10 years, and I've been playing MOBAs for 20, pretty much. No, I wasn't 10 when I started, so 15. But, like, you can tell who's a veteran player, and why are we all in silver, It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like in League, for example, I saw somebody orb walk frame perfect, it looked like. And this is a bronze game, because, I'm not really grinding it serious anymore. But, like, why is somebody in bronze who has all that technical skill, and there's somebody in gold with half of that, but they just have good matchmaking?
That's another discussion completely. That's a whole other podcast, actually, is the ordeal regarding matchmaking, because it's like, because of the bad matchmaking, it pushes people to be AFK, or to be toxic, or to rage quit, or to just cheat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's such a complex issue that if you're not a gamer, it wouldn't make sense to you. This may seem trivial, but if this is just like what you do, it makes or break your hobby. You know what I mean? Like, when matchmaking sucks, it's just like, this is what you get. Like, this is the result of that, right? And I don't know if there's ever a game that can perfect the art of matchmaking. Kudos to them. I commend them, because I feel like every game has its issues with matchmaking.
It's a hard thing to do, because on the one hand, should all the legacy accounts and old accounts automatically just be dumped into higher tiers just because they're expected to have that basic skill?
Hell yeah.
But then it's tough for the newer people, but let them learn too.
Right.
I don't know. I just think they give preference. Or have you ever been stuck in ELO hell, where it's like every time you get to your promotions, that's when you start playing people 2 or 3 tiers above you.
Mm-hmm.
Or your teammates all of a sudden are all 2 or 3 tiers below you, only on your promos.
Oh yeah, well, I've had that in like Street Fighter. It's like, dude, I'm trying to level up, trying to hit silver plus. It's just like, nah, you're about to fight gold plus or whatever, and just lose all your points. Dude. And you're just stuck there. Always try to like level up, or like you'll promote and they go, you'll get demoted like your next match. Like, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is coming from fighting games whose whole purpose used to be in the arcade to take your quarters. So I wouldn't put it past them to just take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Screw you up every time it's a promo so that you play again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just yeah, man, matchmaking. Shoot, dude. Jeez.
That's have any funny rage quit stories?
Yeah.
I've never. I definitely want to hear Nasha's. I have never rage quit myself. If I've ever rage quit, it was on complete accident because my internet crapped out. But I have this Call of Duty is the perfect game to rage quit in because they actually expect you to do it. Like you can just leave the lobby. Like it's common actually. I think the worst you get is you just don't get the experience, which is fine. I think that's what makes COD cool because it's just an arcade kind of game where you could just leave, right? There's so many games where we just like left the lobby because the matchmaking was just garbage, or we were just doing so bad it sucked, right? So other than that, I think I've rage quit one Overwatch game in my entire life, and I stopped playing for like a year after. That's how bad it was. That is how bad it was. In a fighting game, I have a specific mindset when I play. My integrity, my ego won't let me rage quit. I don't think I can let myself live it down. I'm so I would rather lose miserably in a fighting game than rage quit because I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like even if it's online, I can't see them. I'd be so embarrassed. Like they can't even see me, but I'm embarrassed. I'm like, dude, this guy's just whooping me.
I'm not giving you the satisfaction. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of me, like knowing that I'm pissed off. You know?
Yeah.
It's so cringe. I'm just like, dude, like it would be more likely for me to rage quit in a multiplayer game instead of because it's a 1v1 experience, and it's just my fault that I'm garbage. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna lose. I can't. That's what makes it. It's like way more embarrassing to me to quit in a fighting game because it's like. You guys know that I think Street Fighter 5 is like like you know what I mean? So I think Mortal Kombat has the quitality where your head just comes off, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, so Smash pretty tame, just as you DC, but yeah, it's like a whole new level of cringe to me but yeah, in a fighting game I've never rage quit like so Naj, you said you had a story?
Oh yeah, so we had, it wasn't really a rage quit, but when we used to 4-stack in League, we'd always get this random, and sometimes they were good, sometimes they were bad, but this one in particular was hilarious. So he was playing Rumble and he wasn't doing that well, right? Mm-hmm. And we're winning the game basically for him, and we're just letting him farm top and do whatever his thing is. So like halfway through the game, he hits us with, "Dear Diary, today I had to carry 4 idiots." And we just burst out laughing. Everybody roasted him. I mean, everybody. And then we mass reported him and everything.
That was funny.
So then, like, for the next 2 months, everything was, "Dear Diary, today I did this." And he was serious about it. Like, he had the worst KDA talking about he's carrying us.
That is hilarious.
Oh, that's such a troll.
I love it.
Yeah, I need more. We need more of those. So that was funny.
I just can't. Yeah, in a 1v1 game, it's just so embarrassing. I can't do it. I'm trying to think. So COD, yes. Valorant, I have never. No, in Valorant, I just take the L like a man. I just like, you know what, 13-1, 13-2, whatever. Just take the win. I suck. Like, it's cool. I also can't give up on my teammates too. I hate giving up. If there's anything, well, Naj probably feels the complete opposite. But to me, right, I have this thing where this is a philosophy I carry with me in real life too. And no one can ever tell me that video games never taught me anything. Because if video games have ever taught me anything, is how frustrating it is to deal with bad teammates and for them to just give up on you, right? So I can't be a bad teammate. I hate being a bad teammate. I just hate it so much. I'll be toxic to other people, to the randoms. I don't care. Yeah. But I'm still going to play to win. Like, I'm still going to play, like, the game, right?
Well,
so
I agree with that. Never stop playing.
Yeah, I just don't stop playing. But I just... Yeah, I don't know. In real life, I take it so seriously. Like at work, when people are just being bad teammates, I despise it. Like, I detest it, and I don't say anything. But because I have so much experience in video games, like, playing with bad teammates is so frustrating. So I feel like if I rage quit in a team game, like, as pissed as I'll be, I just, you know what I mean? Having AFK is just so frustrating, right? So I can't do it.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of any like times that I've made anybody rage quit, and then they send back the they do the angry message afterwards.
Oh, that is so. I hope you have that story, Moss, because I've been playing. I didn't really get those on Xbox. I didn't, on PC. I play a lot of fighting games. You can't really get messages on here, so people have rage quit on me. I even have some on. I have like 2 clips I think on stream, which is funny. But if you can recall those stories, Moss, that would be great.
Yes, I always want to hear.
I'm trying to think if I do. I don't have access to my PS3 anymore. But I remember one of my friends. He was playing Street Fighter 4, and I guess he bodied somebody, and they came back and they gave him they messaged him on Xbox Live. They were just going in on like being a cheater and all this shit. Oh, buddy. Like, yo, you guys, calm down. You just got bodied. All right. Let me see if I can find it.
I hope you find it, dude. Gamers
I think he used to play El Fuerte too.
Oh yeah, here we go.
You already know.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I would never message somebody, but I don't like Fuerte either.
I think that's probably the only character I rage quit on in Street Fighter 4 because it's too much.
I'll give you a pass. Nosh. I've played a really good Fuerte before. Just helpless.
It's not fun.
I feel helpless, dude. It's like,
you don't like guessing?
No.
It's not, bro. It's dumb. They frog splash, you gotta focus backdash. If they decide to do command grab, you gotta hold that. If they just do random slide, you're blocking high. Well, there's a knockdown. You gotta eat another run. Like, what is that? Like, what? Random quesadilla bomb or whatever that move is. The one where he do the body slam going forward. Yeah. I know it's unsafe on block and I put in shit, but I don't care. Like, it was dumb.
Can't see it. I mean, if you can't see it coming, how are you gonna punish it?
Dude, I know. I mean, what's funny, and I think I labbed it, or actually, my opponent was nice enough to even lab it with me. But I think for Geef, it was like if he did the quesadilla bomb, if you block it, you do like EX green hand to punish it. If you have meter, you do EX green hand into red focus, into too late, right? So, but otherwise, you have to look for it though. It's not like you could just do that. Oh yeah, it's textbook, right? So, heat of the moment, you kind of have to think of it. But yeah, I don't blame you, Nash. That character's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Street Fighter 4 though, it was fun times.
It was.
Yeah, that was in the height of like toxic online gameplay.
Yes. The good old days. I miss them.
It's crazy to me, right? So like you never got. This is a reportable offense now, I think, but in the console days, I don't think that was a thing. Gamers were just unhinged back in the day, and it is funny to me, like how creative like their insults would be, and just how slur happy people were. Like, it's looking back, this is crazy to me, because if you try that now, you just get instantly reported, or at the very worst, somebody would blow you up on Twitter, and everyone's streaming nowadays. So now, if you say anything bad, you can get reported, right? So, there's some choice. Yes, I love that. The spaceman Tommy, shout outs to that guy.
Oh man, I hate getting called that one.
What is Sephiroth and AJ? Losers always use the. The T. Always use T. Hawk. T. It could be anything.
The fireball. I like J-Box.
Enjoy his nerf.
Yeah, enjoy his nerf. Like, that's when you know they're mad about everything. They probably played 3. Who were you playing back then, Moss?
Oh, this wasn't mine. This was my friend.
Oh.
He's a very good player, so.
Oh, yeah.
God. Spaceman Top. Sorry, what were you saying about J-Box?
So you could tell J-Box played like 5 El Fuertes that day. He was refreshing Capcom for the patch notes.
Yo, I can't stop looking at Spaceman Tommy's comment. It's just too funny. It's just the longer I stare, obviously it's offensive and it's not okay, but it's just the fact that it's just one word, like that's all you need.
One word anger, man.
Yeah, just one word, throw it out there.
It's enough to tilt somebody, so it's just like, you know.
The worst part was it never really tilted me.
Uh-huh.
Well, except one time.
Yeah.
But that's not a story for the podcast.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, I respect it. Yeah, I respect that.
We're trying to keep it clean here.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, only one time it really triggered me, and that was the worst time to get mad at somebody because I hopped on the mic and my uncle was home and I didn't know. And he just walked by me. He was like, "Ooh."
That's the best kind, too.
Yeah.
It's like the
you had that in you, man.
Yeah, he didn't know I had it in me.
Unhinged, unfiltered. You let it all out to some poor soul, and you know what? Hey, they're gonna choose. And your uncle's there, right? Hey, man, they chose to use the word, and well, you chose to retaliate. So I feel like it's fair, right?
Yeah. But let's shift away from this. We can't, focus too much on it. I can't even say it anymore.
So the why do cheaters cheat? Yeah, why do cheaters cheat? Right? I can't. Like I said before, I just can't. The justification is just not there to me. It feels so temporary. You know what I mean? I guess some people don't say that. Don't think that. They probably, enjoy just the W, like you guys said. Just getting the W is important, and maybe even having the title, having the rank is important too. So, I don't know. Me personally, it wouldn't be fun anymore. I mean, I might as well not even playing the game. Like, so it's like, if it's not challenging for me, I'm sure there are thousands of people who don't care if it's challenging for them, but yeah, I don't know. I just can't see myself ever wanting to cheat.
You need the approval, man.
You're gonna cheat your way.
I have a X amount of wins. I'm the best. Nobody knows that I got him from cheating.
You do all that cheating, and you do all that cheating, and then you just have a link to your stats somewhere, and someone ever asks, you're like, yeah, I'm platinum. Check out my stats, bro.
We're all the best.
You spent like $600 in cheats, and then for someone to show someone your stat page, and they're like, oh, it's lit. And that's it. That's the whole. Just ruined a bunch of people's games, and the other parties is like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's it. That's the whole exchange. That's how I imagined it, right? Because at work, I've had conversations before about games, and a lot of times if I talk to casuals, they just wouldn't care that much. I mean, they ever talk about my accolades. They'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, that's good. That sounds fun." That's it. That's the exchange. You spend like $200 on cheats. It's like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, nice rank,
my
man."
gamer respect, man. The biggest respect you can get, gamer respect.
I just always think it's funny. Everybody wants to be called a cheater, because that means your skills up there. Nobody actually wants to be. Nobody actually respects a cheater.
Right.
I've been called a hacker more than once for my hooks, but it's only in Dota. Like, every other game I'm getting blown up. I don't know. I mean, what could motivate you so much that you want the platinum border or the gold border or whatever border? But you don't actually want to be good at the game.
I don't know.
Like a disconnect.
It's weird to me. Even worse too is people these days are more aware than they've ever been. Right. So if you're cheating right now in a game, you can tell all the time. Right. So for example, if you're cheating in Overwatch or like in Valorant. Yes, your cheats will probably work, but because of positioning, because of how you use your utility, or because of what you do because people can see what you're doing in specific scenarios. It's just obvious and it's embarrassing almost. Like I can't even imagine being in the chat and people just calling you out like wow, you're cheating and you still suck. Like that's embarrassing to me. Like that's even worse. Like, even if they just don't notice it, I guess maybe that's a victory. But if like you're cheating and like you're still bad because of like the decisions you make, like that's funny. Like that's embarrassing. I would die of embarrassment. Like what the heck?
It's cheating.
Yeah, I'm saying you're gonna cheat. You might as well, you know what I mean.
Good at least, like decent enough to be successful with your cheat.
At least make it look good because this is funny because you can tell when someone makes it ridiculous, like someone looks ridiculous doing it. Like I've seen so many FPSs where someone will be dead ass looking at the ground, not even nowhere near the characters, and then the aimbots will just snap to me. Or like the walling, like they didn't even try to hide it, right? There's someone's wall hacking and they just aiming at the wall, and I wide swing them and I'm already getting shot. Like it's so embarrassing. Like, you're getting exposed. It's like, dude. And in a day and age where like Twitter exists and Reddit and people just blow people up for cheating, it's like, dude, everyone's gonna know who you are now. Like. Oh my god, rage quitters, the same thing. Yo, rage quitting is not even cheating. And like people will blow you up on Twitter for it.
It's funny. It's like, yo, that bad, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think I've made people rage quit in my fair share of games and fighting games. It's a pretty satisfying.
It's a little badge of honor, man.
It really
but
is.
But nobody knows that it happened, but you.
Yeah. I'll take the moral victory, if anything. I don't need the points. Just want to taste the tears. Maybe if you're just like bad at everything in real life, right? You just need to have some kind of validation somewhere else, right? And maybe in games you can get that. See, that's a reason why you would cheat, Maybe on like the one occasion where you cheat and someone just says someone in all chat just gives you the NS, nice shot, right? Maybe that's enough to hold you for hold a certain individual for like, I don't know, a year. They're just like, you know what, I needed that. Like, that's why I cheat.
All proud of it. Dear diary, today I cheated. And they noticed me.
Not the dear diary.
Dear diary, that really was a nice shot, wasn't it? So, but yeah, I kind of do feel for those guys, right? Because some people were like, I guess they're seeking validation elsewhere, like in the game, and they feel the need to cheat. And obviously, there's probably something bigger going on in their lives, and that sucks. I know it's like I know what it's like. It can kind of suck sometimes, right? So I'm not justifying cheating. It's just that could be a reason as to why you would want to, whether or not you're conscious of it or not. So.
Yeah. And then I was gonna bring this up earlier, but you guys remember GameFAQs?
Yeah.
Yes.
That site had a whole section dedicated to cheats for single player games.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, sometimes cheating was just part of it.
It's a really cheating single player game.
Yeah.
There's harmless cheating. I think there's harmless cheating. Yeah, there's harmless cheating, right?
You tell your friends, yeah, I beat this game, and nobody else can beat it. And yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's kind of lame, right? I mean, I don't think it's wrong because it's a single player game, and I guess you could say you beat it, but I guess you just conveniently leave out you cheated. I guess. I mean, I guess it's kind of harmless, kind of a white lie, in a sense. But yeah, I don't know.
Part of the fun of GTA was cheating.
No, that game was designed to you know what I mean. That game is hilarious with cheats.
I actually was like adamant to beat what was it? Vice City and San Andreas without cheating.
Mm-hmm.
I did it. It's just like it's fun, but it's not the same kind of fun.
Huh.
Like just you get on GTA and you do like the weapons shoot or whatever. You just have access to everything and you just go wild.
Yeah, that sounds more fun.
Yeah.
If I cheat in a single player game, I think I just finish the game first. I usually just finish the game first.
That's what I try to do now.
Yeah.
Like, even if I buy like, the special edition, whatever, and it gives you like bonus like DLC or whatever, I still won't even use that till like after I beat the game, which sucks because I'm not going to go back to it just because time. So it's like I never even use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost a waste, but it's all good.
Mm-hmm. Have I even come close to remotely cheating? How do you cheat in real life?
In real life? Oh, all kinds of ways.
There's plenty of ways.
Yeah.
How would you cheat in real life?
Like if you're a billionaire, you don't pay taxes. That's one way to cheat.
Okay, well,
all right.
All of a sudden, it's not a video game podcast. What is this?
If the speed limit's 70, you're going 90. That's cheating. That's me.
See, cheating in real life to get ahead and where it benefits you is a whole nother podcast, and I have a whole other opinion on that one.
I hate cheating, especially academic.
Hey, academic cheating's the best cheating. You're gonna cheat the rest of your life anyway, so.
Gosh, academic cheating? There's so many different ways to cheat, and I have so many different opinions about all these ways to cheat. What is happening?
Yo, for real, a regular 9 to 5, you're never gonna worry about having a freaking site sources or any of that BS.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
Just to go ahead and do what you gotta do. Nobody check your sources. You're good.
Oh gosh, there's so many particular
sources because they get mad at you.
Like, is that even cheating at this point?
Yeah. Oh man, you guys remember Chicago style APA?
Oh my god, MLA.
Yeah.
At work, they're never gonna ask me to make my point in 5 paragraphs. There's just never
proper margins and the proper heading and all that crap. Yeah.
Work is not gonna dock me points. In fact, there are no points.
They're not gonna dock my pay because I didn't cite my sources.
That is one of my pet peeves, you guys. I hated that. I hated when people be like, "Oh yeah, it's got to be 10 pages." You know what? What if I can do it in 5 pages? Why does it have to be 10? And why am I going to get penalized if I am just better at making my point in the least amount, in less pages than my peers? Why am I getting no credit for it? What is this?
That's not the assignment, bro.
It's just teaching me that what I have to offer is not good enough, and that work, and when I get a job eventually, that they dictate exactly what I have to do, and if I don't follow it, it's just wrong. Whether or not it's productive, what I did or not, doesn't make any sense. I can do it in 2 paragraphs. What you want in 5? What is this?
Wasn't that there was a name for that? Yeah. Well, we could figure the name out for academic cheating next time. We'll get the notes written down early for the discussion. Have my cheat sheet, the cliff notes, spark notes, all that.
But open to get the open quiz.
Yeah. But if you guys have ever cheated in a game or have any funny rage quit stories or made somebody rage quit, let us know in the comments in the chat or on Twitter or everywhere. But we're going to wrap it up tonight. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the MWG podcast with Mossta and Westsidious. We'll catch you guys next week.
Later.
Later.